Hey friends, my name is Christy, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I wash my daughter Elia's hair. I am making this video for foster parents, adoptive parents, people that are raising black children that really just need the basics on how to wash their hair. First things first, I separate it into 4 different sections. It makes the detangling process a lot easier. I'm going to concentrate on rubbing and getting Elia's scalp nice and clean with shampoo. If you don't know what kind of shampoo to use, I have different options I will put in the description box below, but my main goal is to make sure that Elia's scalp is nice and clean and free of all the buildup of the products that I've been using. I don't concentrate on the rest of the strands or the ends. I just want to make sure her scalp is nice and clean and giving her a nice massage. When I rinse it, all of the shampoo will cleanse the rest of the hair as it runs through the strands. Sectioning Elia's hair in at least 4 different sections and washing it and conditioning it and detangling each section at a time has really cut down on the time I spend washing and detangling her hair. If this is the very first time you're seeing one of my videos, welcome. My name is Christy. My husband and I have adopted 5 gorgeous children through foster care, and we are sharing our love for each other, our adventures, our life, our routines, and our adoption stories with you all on YouTube. I have several hair videos that I have filmed, and I will go ahead and list them below. So as soon as you're done learning how to wash hair, you can go on to different styling videos that I have. So after all of the shampoo is thoroughly rinsed out, I go ahead and get my favorite conditioner. I'm using the Carol's Daughter one right now. I will list it below. It has a distinctive smell, and it took me a minute to get over it, but I actually really love it now. And it's one of the very few conditioners that I feel works really well on both of my girls' textures. When I apply the conditioner, I do it each section at a time. So each of my 4 sections will get some extra attention, and then I will go ahead and just separate it a little bit with my fingers to make sure some of the larger tangles are taken out, and to give the conditioner a little bit extra time to make sure it penetrates into each strand, I'll go ahead and clip it up and move on to the next section. This gives each section a little bit of time to help absorb the moisture before I go in and start detangling. In a minute, you guys are going to see the most amazing detangling brush ever. I only really use it when I'm washing or co-washing my girls' hair in the shower because it is so gentle on their hair. I really struggled to find a brush that I felt like wasn't giving the hair damage, because although their hair needs lots of water and moisture before you detangle, you know, some brushes can be quite harsh, and I'm so happy that I finally found a detangling brush that is efficient but yet gentle enough not to damage their hair, because when the hair is wet, it is not very strong, it's very vulnerable. As far as how often I wash the girls' hair, it really depends how much it's needed, but I kind of stick to about once every 2 weeks. If they have box braids or they have cornrows in, they get redone every 2 to 3 weeks, and as soon as I take it out, I will go ahead and wash and condition and give it like a deep conditioning mask afterwards in between those styles. But if I'm just doing kind of like a quick twist or a natural style, every single week I will just do a co-wash and a detangle just to kind of freshen it up. Their hair really does not need to be washed often. It's super important to remember that after you wash a child's hair, you need to put that moisture back in immediately. So leave-in conditioner immediately, or some oils. Oils are so amazing for their hair and scalp and really can protect them from breakage and really help to ensure that their hair and their scalp stays nice and moisturized. I'm hoping to film a video on all of my favorite products that I use on my girls soon, because I have so many different products that I love to use, but I will definitely put some of my faves in the description box below. So when detangling Elia's hair, I always use a wide tooth comb, and I start from the very ends and work my way up gently with small strokes. This is to make sure that I don't put any damage on her hair, because it is wet and it is vulnerable. When our hair is wet, it's more prone to breakage and such. So it's really important to be as gentle as possible. It may look like I'm being a little bit harsh, and I think it's just because the video is sped up just a little bit, but it really is important to start all the way from the ends and then work your way up to make sure that you are as gentle as possible. Once Elia's entire head was detangled with the wide tooth comb and I rinsed out all of the conditioner, I'm going to go ahead and get all that moisture back in. I'm putting my favorite leave-in conditioner. It's by SheaMoisture. I will go ahead and link it below for you guys. It is amazing. SheaMoisture and Carol's Daughter are probably my favorite brands. I also really like the ORS, I think it's the olive oil one. It's like a smooth and hold pudding that I use for my twists. That's another one, and it absolutely smells amazing. I will put that below as well, but I'm just using those sections that I had during the wash and condition process and splitting them in two a little bit, and go ahead and applying some leave-in conditioner to make sure it gets moisturized and in those strands before I start brushing it out and getting some twists in her hair. I'm not going to be twisting her hair in this video. The next hair video I have out, I will show you how I twist Elia's hair to make sure it's nice and protected and it stays nice and detangled. But I wanted to make sure I showed you how I put the moisture back in her hair every time I wash it, because that's super important to continue the process to care for their hair after it's washed. So if you feel like her hair is getting dry, use one of these spray bottles with just some water. Sometimes I put a little bit of black castor oil in it as well to add some oils to it, but this particular time it's just straight water. So if it gets dry, add more water before you put the leave-in conditioner in their hair, and then make sure you detangle it out with a wide tooth comb or a Denman brush also, which I'll put below too. So much things to talk to you guys about, and I hope to make future videos sharing more of my advice for caring for their hair. But for now, put that moisture back in that baby's hair, and then put some oil in on the scalp and a little bit on the ends as well before you detangle it and get it into a protective style. Before I go, I want to remind you guys that I'm making these videos for other people that do not have much experience caring for black hair. Their hair requires a lot more attention, so it is very important that you take the time to learn and care for their hair properly. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I can be found on Instagram. You can DM me and ask me any type of question, and if I do not know the answer, I will get one of my girlfriends to answer it for you. It's really important that we stick together with raising our babies, and it definitely takes a village. Do not be scared or ashamed to speak up and ask questions if you do not know how to do something, because it's best for you to learn so you can properly care for your baby. So again, message me on Instagram if you have any questions. It takes a village. Thanks guys. I'll see you in the next one.